Good morning, grade 7, and welcome to the new session for lesson 4, and it's talking about the levels of cellular organization. The levels of cellular organization means that we have cascade organization for the cell. First, you know that what's the basic structural unit or the smallest functional unit that we have inside the human body? Think about it. What's that? It's the cell. Yeah, right, it's the cell. So basically we have the cell. This cell is going to produce another cell and another cell and another cell, and then we are going to have a group of cells. These group of cells are going to make the tissue. So this is how we make a tissue from one only cell. And then from the tissue we are going to make an organ. And then from the organ we will have multiple organs from different cells. And then these different organs is going to do the human body systems or the different body systems. And this is the cellular or the levels of the cellular organization. Is how we are going to transfer from one cell and then to the tissue and then to the organ and then to the system and then to different systems and then to the human body. Okay. So, what are the living things? How the living things are organized? You know that we have thing that's called organism. The organism is the living thing that can carry out the living process by itself. Okay? So, the human body is an organism. The living thing is an organism. The animal is an organism. It's a living thing that can carry out his own life process. We have two types of organism, whether a unicellular or a multicellular. Unicellular organism means that it doesn't have any cascade. It's only made up of one cell, which means it doesn't have a tissue, it doesn't have organs, it doesn't have systems. It's only made up of one cell. Okay? So they are having just one cell that perform all the functions necessary for making it alive. They don't have levels of organization. So the unicellular organism, they need few resources so they can live in harsh conditions. This means hard conditions, such as hot spring and very salty waters. We are going to have some creatures that are found in very hot seasons and very salty water, and they are unicellular organisms. They are made up of only one cell. Also, the unicellular, they are made up of very small cells. They are too small. They can be easily eaten by other organelles. The disadvantage of being unicellular that the entire organism die if the single cell die, because it's only composed of one single cell. So this is for the unicellular organism. The second type of the organism is the multicellular organism, and the multicellular organism, it is much more complicated. The multicellular organism is having more than one cell. It's not a single cell, so it's complicated because it can form the tissue, it can form the organ, and the organ can form the body systems. This is for the multicellular and not the unicellular organism. So the multicellular, they are having more than one cell, and they can undergo the different levels of organization. They are such as humans and plants and some animals. Many multicellular organisms reproduce through sexual reproduction. And they are large, they are not small, they are more efficient, they are more complicated, and they have a longer lifespan than the unicellular. But the only disadvantage that they have, that they need more resources, not small resources or limited, they need much more resources than the unicellular organism. They have many cells, and each cell has a specific function and specific job. That's why they can do many functions through the different cells they have. Okay, so as I told you that the second level of cellular organization is the tissue. So a group of cells, they are going to do the tissue. So tissue is a group of similar cells that perform a common function. Humans and other animals are made up of 4 basic types of tissues: nervous tissue, epithelial tissue, connective tissue, and muscle tissue. Let's say it again. connective tissue, epithelial tissue, and muscle tissue, and nerve tissue. The nervous tissue is going to do the nervous system. This is concerning the nerves and the messages that are going to go to the brain. Epithelial tissue is concerning the type of tissue that used for protection, such as the skin or the internal lining of your body. Connective tissue is including the bones, the blood that holds the parts of the body together. Okay. Plants have 3 types of tissue. Tissues that's going to transport, tissue that's going to protect, and some type is called ground tissue. Transport is transporting water and nutrients through the plant. Protective is to protect outside the plant, and ground tissue is providing the internal support and storage and absorbing everything that's needed for the photosynthesis process inside the plant. These are the 3 types of tissue that are found inside the plant. Okay, and again, these are the organization. This is the cell, and this is the tissue, and this is the organ, and this is the organ system, and then the whole organism. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoy the session.